Listen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Broche Ensensem on Otis Vancouver Studios on YouTube. If you are watching us for the first time, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more interesting contents coming your way. As usual, we are here to have the conversation that matters. And I'm your pilot. My name is Otis Vancouver. Before we dive into the conversation, let me introduce you to our sponsors. Gigi's African Market is located at 13624 108 Avenue, Surrey, British Columbia. So for your African products, from groceries to cosmetics, reach out to Gigi's and they'll have you sorted. G's Events is an events organization in Ghana. So for your birthday, wedding, all your events, reach out to G's and they also have you sorted. You can reach out to them on 233 5047 87828. Before we proceed, let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. So my guest for today is Samson Brown, who is the CEO of Afro Beach Van. Samson, welcome to Otis Vancouver Studios.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. When last did you visit Ghana?
Sorry?
When last did you visit Ghana?
Oh, back in 2012.
How did you like it?
I miss it. I have to go back again soon.
Sure. For the December, right?
Yeah.
Definitely, we should be thinking about something.
Yeah.
So, bro, I want you to take us through the process. How did this whole thing start?
Mm-hmm.
Like you getting into event organizing. How did it start?
So initially what had happened was when I first moved to Vancouver, and originally, like I'm an artist, right?
Yeah.
So when I came to Vancouver, I wanted to perform and I felt as if there wasn't a lot of spaces for me to come and perform because Vancouver is very much a very EDM, top 40 type of place, right?
Yeah.
So among that, I also had issues, or not even issues, it was more or less when I came, I said, oh, where's the Nigerians, where are the Ghanaians, where are the Africans, just period. And even the Caribbeans.
Yeah.
I would go out and I wouldn't see any of my people. So I decided, okay, let me create something in which maybe they come out and vibe. So I think it was also around during COVID, I decided, okay, let me message some DJs in the city. The first DJ happened to be Ghanaian, and we went to Kitsilano and we threw a beach party, and then that was that.
Okay, so where did you move from?
So I came from Edmonton to Vancouver.
Okay.
So me and actually I moved with some Nigerians and some Nigerians to New Westminster.
Okay.
And then from there, the following year, I decided, okay, I wanted to just make some sort of programming in which that I could see more of my people, because it was like I moved with some Nigerians and a Cameroon guy.
Yeah.
And so I just, apart from them, I didn't. There wasn't. I was missing. I felt like I was missing out on
Missing,
some
yeah, yeah,
culture,
yeah,
missing
yeah,
out on
yeah.
my vibe. And then so when I hosted the first beach party, man, people came out, and it wasn't even people came out. They were just there, but they heard the music, and it all brought them. So little by little, event by event, I started seeing my people. And then once COVID was over, then I started seeing other event organizers come out because a lot of people were scared to do events
Yeah.
because of the whole restrictions and things like that,
Yeah.
right?
Take us through the first event, like
Hmm.
your first beach event. You
So, no,
like, do you specialize only in beach events, or do you have other events that you
oh,
host?
I've done beach. I started with beach events.
Okay.
Even prior to that, back in Edmonton, I had done artist showcase. So what
Oh,
I would do is because I was try as an artist, I always like um, trying to strategically place myself above.
yeah.
So what I would do formally, because this isn't, I'm not new to the whole bringing people
People
together.
together, yeah.
You know, formally, my first actual show was probably when I was 17, and
Okay.
what I would
In
have in
Edmonton.
Edmonton, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what I would have done was I realized, oh, there are all these artists that I respect, and they all have their following
Yeah.
and they respect me. So let me invite them to come perform 15 minutes, 30 minutes distant, and then them invite their people. And then let me be the headliner, so to
Yeah.
speak, so that they're bringing their people. They've never met me. They're
Yeah.
coming. And then now, if I do my job correctly, then I turn them into fans.
Yeah.
You know, so when it came to the first beach show at Kitsilano, what I did because I was inexperienced, I didn't really know. I knew how to gather artists. I didn't really
Yeah.
know how
How
to
to gather
do.
people.
Yeah, you know. So when it came to that, what I had done was I reached out to about 6 DJs and I told them all, "Yo, come to the beach, perform this DJ set, da 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 da," and
I mean, before that, did you have any connection with these DJs, or you just message them out of the blue?
yeah, I think I just messaged them out of the blue. I'd
Oh,
never all at that time all the people I'd met for the first time at Kitsilano,
wow.
and so I didn't because me I had an idea, but I didn't know so I invited about 6 DJs, and then one of the DJs ended up kind of taking lead, and then I also invited this girl who ended up taking lead as a host.
Okay.
And so we ended up moving forward as me, this DJ, and then this DJ Rockstar, and then Fade. The DJ Rockstar is Ghanaian as
Ghanaian,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So then from then on, we started doing these beach parties. We were doing them, as we always do for free for the community and
yeah.
things like that. Um, but then it started getting cold. So it started getting cold. I remember we even did a beach party in October.
Oh,
Yeah, it was cold, but people came because once you're moving, once you're dancing, the body heats up, and it was good vibes. But then once the season fell, people were, oh, we need more parties, we need more parties. So then at that point, I got approached by a restaurant, the Ada, which is kind of like Chinatown area,
yeah.
and then we started doing like parties, like ticketed parties,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, I wanted to see, okay, I'm doing all this one for free, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the community. I want to see if I've built up the reputation, whether people can, whether the
It
experience is
is. Yeah.
that valuable,
Yeah.
whether they'll put
We want
money
to.
down,
Yeah.
and people did. So then,
I mean,
that's
before we get into that,
yeah,
let's spend some time on the beach,
yeah.
the beach parties. Do you have to secure any permit prior to organizing the beach parties, or just go there and then set things up?
So when it comes to the beach, yes, you have to secure permits.
Yeah.
Um, that was when I initially had started the beach parties.
Mm-hmm.
I was inspired by a friend of mine who had done like rock, pop kind of pop-up parties at the beach.
Okay.
It was called the Ice Cream Truck
Truck.
Live.
Yeah.
And they would actually have an ice cream truck. They'd bring it to the beach, set
Beach.
up a stage, and things like that. So when I met the owner of that, Roberto, he had walked me through the process of like, okay, you have to get a permit. You have to, like show them the area you're going to be in, show them where, the garbage area. You have to be very detailed with the blueprint.
Yeah.
Even last year, I had worked with African descent
Yeah.
to do a festival at English Bay.
That was huge. I was
Yeah,
there. That
it was.
huge. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a big one, but we had to like work with the city of Vancouver, the police. I personally had like drawn out the blueprints of like, okay, this is where the stage is gonna be. This is where all the booths, the vendors, certain things. Because at the end of the day, they want to have a very clear idea of how the event is gonna go, right? As much as it's nice to go and just set up randomly, they see it as a problem in case anything bad were to happen, right? So
Okay, so with a permit,
yeah,
do you have to secure it once, or do you have to secure
every
it every day?
every single
Every day.
event,
Wow.
so let's say tomorrow, or let's say on the 5th of whatever month I'm trying to do an event, the 16th, I have to secure a permit for the 5th. I have to secure a permit for the 16th. I have to secure a permit for the 8th.
Wow. Do you have to pay for it? Is it expensive?
I mean, depends what you classify as expensive.
Yeah.
Me, I don't think doing things for the community is expensive, but around, you would say, like, depending on how big the event will go, permits can go from 250 all the way to 1,000, all the way to even
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
depending on the capacity of the event, right? And then on top of even having the event, now you also have to get insurance, and like special event insurance, so in case anything is to happen whilst you're hosting the event, someone falls, someone gets injured, then at least now you're not having to pay out of pocket,
Yeah.
type of this. Yeah.
So you spent money to organize shows for the community.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward, you try to organize a paid show
Yeah.
to see if people are going to invest in your shows.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. Like the first one, because again, it was still in the midst of COVID and everything like that. So I had to proceed with caution. But at the end of the day, um, yeah, it went really well. I had a lot of people. I still have a lot of people that supported the vision
Yeah.
of what Afro Beach is, and even at that time, I tried to like I stayed in the background. For the longest time, people didn't know who was actually like in the forefront of it, because I didn't want it to be about me. I wanted it to be about the community.
Okay. You mentioned the vision of Afro Beach.
Yeah.
What is the vision of Afro Beach?
The vision is simply this: bringing the community together, and not. I've realized it's not even because I've come when I came from Edmonton. In Edmonton, the black community is very, very strong.
Strong, yeah.
It's very,
Yeah,
very strong.
yeah.
In Toronto, it's very,
Very
very
strong, yeah.
strong.
But here in BC,
But here,
Vancouver, it's
it's like, they people come, and then it's like, whether they get lost, or whether they get lost in their own distance,
yeah,
or whether
yeah.
they're kind of just want to be by themselves type. It's just, I don't feel like, and there's so many people here. Why can't we come together?
Yeah.
So for me, even noticing that, I was hearing things about, oh, they have Caribbean. They used to have Caribbean Fest in North Vancouver. So I'm like, if people can gather like that, then truly there are people here, and we should provide some sort of programming that is consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the vision, to gather the black community.
Yeah.
How
Together.
has it been hard to do that?
I mean, at the end of the day, nothing in this life is easy, yo.
Yeah.
Nothing in this life worth doing is easy. But it initially, it's I wouldn't it wasn't it was a day by day process.
Yeah.
I had to reach out to certain people for guidance in terms of how to navigate through. I had to put a lot of my pride aside, dealing with like even other event organizers
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the initial phases of things. But at the end of the day, when you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the community, it makes it easier to navigate through those types of things.
Oh, I see. let's get back to your beach events.
Yeah.
Has there been a situation where you have to cancel a show, and what did you do?
So there's been a few situations whereby either like initially, I would like, for example, I remember the first show that I had to cancel was we went to the beach, we set up, and the power source that we had was having problems. So people that came and they're asking, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Where's the music? And we had to let them know that, oh, our power source is, incorrect. It's an unfortunate thing because at the end of the day, the way the scale that we've built it up now is that people crave it, people desire it. People want to go outside. It's a different experience when you're in the club from when you're outside and just
Yeah.
breathing in, the air, and you're next to the beach, by not even just the beach, by the ocean, on the sand type of distance. So we've had to. It's more times than I'd like to say, but we've had to cancel a few, whether it's due to weather, whether it's due to like, not having the access to the equipment or something like that. But we tried to, we just tried to push forward, and as long as it's not the last event, people know, hey, we're still here. We're still doing something.
Oh, that's nice. So, talking about your vision,
Yeah.
do you have some strategies in place
Hmm.
uh, to tackle or how to approach the black community? Do you have some strategies?
Yeah, and I mean the biggest strategy is involving the black community. When I started, I have a good friend of mine, Nashika, who
Yeah.
does like West African fashion.
Yeah.
So she imports fabrics from Ghana, and then she does the bag, shirts, you name
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And so my initial when I started Afro Beach Van, and I kind of gathered my thoughts and figured out a plan. I said, okay, first and foremost, let me figure out all the
Yeah.
Ghanaians in the
Community.
community who are involved in some way, shape, or form in the artistic sense. And let me see if I found DJ Rockstar. I was like, okay, let me put him on as my
Yeah.
DJ.
Yeah.
Nishika, she does West African fashion. She has that brand. I said, okay, let me bring her on as a sponsor,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then she could even sell her things. So it was this whole, like, there had been times where we're on the beach and she's even just selling her clothes and things, and it's, for me, I feel like it was just, again, creating an experience. You'll just be walking by the beach and then you look at something that's familiar. I haven't seen this in some
Yeah.
time,
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen this in some time. Oh, let me go check it out. Oh, this guy is from Ghana. Oh, this guy is from Nigeria. Oh, this guy is from Cameroon.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole premise of the thing. So, oh, I never, and then it was always the same statement. I never knew Vancouver had this thing like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you don't go out, you don't see it.
You see,
Yeah.
so even at that point, because at that point, right now we're doing well with Instagram, but we started at zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
For more, I would say 4 years of the company, I didn't do any ads or I didn't do anything like that. It was purely just word of mouth. And then it was last year that I decided, okay, I've done so much just natural growth. Let me see and do some ads and push and see if we can actually get a boost. And it's helped, So, but I've always tried to do things naturally, word of mouth, because at the end of the day, people always like to criticize and things like this. But I want the work to show for
Yeah.
itself.
Honestly, I think you're doing very well
Thank
representing
you.
Ghana in the diaspora, and we are proud of you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, I want us to go for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And yes, you can also invite us to your homes. Na yɛbɛba na yɛne wɔ abɛtwe nkɔmmɔ. Nso ebia na wɔ dwumakuo bi, wɔ dwumadie bi a wodi a wopɛ sɛ wobɔ ho dawuro ma afoforɔ te. Ane mini crew no ɛbɛtu anamɔ na yɛaba w'asoɛyɛ na yɛne wɔ abɛtwe nkɔmmɔ na yɛafa so ada nneɛma a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ aburokyire ɛde akyerɛ afoforɔ. Welcome back from the break. So Samson, take us through beach parties and other events. How different is it? How different is the beach party from the other parties, normal parties?
Well, the beach parties, honestly, a little bit more simple because it's just you go, we set up, and then once things are going, it's just people are, it's at all ages events. So you have people who are literally small, like children,
Yeah, yeah,
from people that are in their 80s dancing, enjoying themselves. Um, the club events, because there's liquor involved, there's a little bit more caution. I have to have security. I have to have certain things in place to make sure, things don't get out of hand. For the most part, we've never, I'm thankful to say in the 5 years that I've ran the business, that we haven't had any like, issues, anyone getting arrested, no fights or anything, crazy like that.
or
Because
you mean you haven't experienced anything like that?
no,
Oh,
we've
that's
had,
good.
like, at the end of the day, we tried to provide like a safe environment. We don't want any chaos to come about, because then once chaos comes in, it discourages people from wanting to pursue or engage in the community
Yeah.
in that aspect.
Oh, that's it. So, what is the? How do you see the future of beach events?
I mean, at the end of the day, I would like to see it like on a festival scale, like I see how they do it, and I see how they do beach events all over the world, like it's, in the States, where it's like a beach club and things like that. And at the end of the day, um as long as you have a space where people can respect it, and it's not like as if people are coming throwing trash all over the place and things like that. But the future of it, to make it simple, is o- be as close to Mother Nature as
Yeah,
you can, and
yeah,
enjoy the full
yeah.
experience.
That's it. So, um, how do you think the beach event is going to help in you organizing the local community? Because I think most black people, the ones immigrants,
Yeah,
yeah, do not go to the beach.
that's
Yeah, they don't go to the beach. So, with your vision of trying to get the community together, how
yeah.
do you intend to do that through the beach
Well, that's the
events?
whole thing. Is, like you said, a lot of it's not in, like, when I started the thing, it wasn't like I was going on social media and telling people about it.
Yeah,
um it was word of mouth type of distant, right? And now that I've been able to capture the moment, and now we have TikTok,
yeah,
Instagram, and
yeah,
things like that, it's very fortunate that people now are seeing the videos online, and for the most part, people are seeing those videos saying, oh, we didn't know we have this,
yeah,
so
yeah,
let me pull up and let me see the vibe, right? So it's going through word of mouth. At the end of the day, um the one thing I realized too is, like you said, a lot of the people here are immigrants, and most of the
yeah,
people who come here are
yeah,
actually students
yeah,
in our community. So it's hard for them to have the time to even come and, go to the club and things like that. So that's why when I do it, like during the weekday, or maybe after spring break and things like that, it gives the international students who are coming here an opportunity to re-engage in something that they may have forgotten or
yeah,
may have not
yeah,
experienced in a long time, because of the fact that they've been so involved in their studies and things like that, right? So,
yeah.
yeah.
So, how do you see the future of Afro Beach Man? Do you have any special dreams? Like, do you have any big dreams, like big plans for?
I mean, like right now, we've been in Toronto, we've done Edmonton, we've done Calgary. We're trying to expand into the States, work and do things in Seattle and things. Initially, I was very focused on just building a community in
Yeah,
Vancouver, just getting familiar with people, and it was the people who inspired me to take it that next step, to bring that same energy across. And like I said, in Edmonton, Toronto, Calgary, it's not like it's not like they don't have things set up. They have things set up there, but I want to do something that's of my own, that's different, that separates from on, I feel like we have Live Nation. We have all these organizations that are now respecting and understanding Afro beats and dancehall music, but none of them are owned by a Ghanaian or
Ghanaian,
an
yeah, yeah,
Algerian.
yeah.
So like it's all controlled,
Yeah,
but
it's always like that. We bring the ideas and the others, you know.
so I would like, I definitely like, even I think it was my within my first 2 years
Yeah.
of running Afro Beach, Live Nation had approached me, and we did an event at the Commodore Room, and that,
Oh,
a
that's
very,
good.
very big event. So it's like that made me realize, okay, um, uh, when you're in a position to make a difference, it could be a very, very powerful thing, So,
Yeah.
I want to take it as far as it could go. I want to spread the experience worldwide, just as they have like Rolling Loud
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
thing, they have, Afro Nation is doing,
Yes.
is
Yes. Yes.
doing
Doing
good,
very
but
great.
when are we gonna have Afro Nation in Canada,
Yeah. You know. I mean, you could do it. You
There
could
we
do it,
go,
bro. Yeah.
that's the vision,
Yeah. That's it. That's great.
Yeah.
So, do you have any events coming up? It's summer.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, we
I
have
mean,
we have so it's a very packed summer. July 20, it starts July 28th. So July 28th, we have Henny Honeys at Cabana.
okay.
It's a program specifically for the females. We have $6 Hennessy shots, unbelievable prices for
Oh,
that. The 29th, we're at the Rec Room for Feel the Funk. I have one of my good friends from Edmonton who
okay.
actually had one of my inspirations for starting Afrobeat. He had started an Afrobeat company about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
La Connectional. He's a French Afro friend of mine. Then on the 30th, we have Energy and Enjoyment.
Um,
It's my own little personal project that
Oh,
we're
I see.
doing at Levels. Afro dancehall exclusive, big, big, big experience. And then, on the first, I'm sleeping.
That's great. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Samson Brown. In fact, bro, I must encourage you because you're doing very great.
Yeah,
Like trying to bring the people together, representing Ghana and Africa in the diaspora. That is so good.
yeah.
Do you have any last words before we go?
No, we just need, my whole thing is to inspire people,
Yeah,
I really think that, even because I can't do this all by myself,
yeah, yeah,
and so it's nice to see like certain individuals within the community also take initiative, and to also see my brothers working, whether it's Chop Life, whether it's Mikasa, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, we all need to like come together to really, really build this thing up. And once we do that and we secure that, we can take it to the next level where we can become like a live nation, where we
yeah,
can all go together, and it's not we're not concerned about, oh, Burner Boy is
yeah,
1 million to book him. It's just, oh, let's get this done and let's make it happen type of thing. That's the biggest thing right now is we don't have the money
money, yeah,
to execute the vision
the
to its
vision of the book,
fullest.
yeah,
If we had the money, if we all came together, we'd be able to pull this off without, that's where they have the advantage. They're able to work in uniform where we're
yeah,
all
yeah,
scattered,
yeah.
but let's come together, let's do this thing, and let's become kings.
Yeah, that's so great, bro. Honestly, I think you've said it all. We just have to come together and then do it. And I think you are right on course
Yeah,
because with what you've been able to achieve in this last 5 years, bro, you're right on course. And I'll keep encouraging you to keep
yeah.
pushing hard. And I know one day you will be there.
That's
And I will be there with you, bro.
you will. You have to. You have
Definitely, bro.
to.
Thank you very much for showing up on
Thank
Otis
you, guys.
Vancouver Studios on our Approaches SM. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another show, and then we are done here. Thank you for staying with us. And again, Samson Brown was our guest, and he's the CEO of Afro Beach Van. This guy is doing very great, representing Ghana in the um, uh, diaspora. Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you, bro.
All right, see you
Appreciate you.
guys. Bye bye. That's good, bro.